Though it may seem innocuous, Leviticus 25:23 is a central passage for debunking Pharaoh Till's foolish criticisms on the land promise issue. Let's look at it in more depth. As is often the case, though, we'll begin with some defining contextual backgrounds. According to ancient conceptions, deities were associated with certain spheres, usually of a geographic nature, but also of a social nature. In both the Old Testament and in extra-biblical sources, the nature of this relationship is expressed in phrases like these. Other phrases like these identify the people as being of a particular deity. The division was not always clear-cut, and nations with multiple deities could assign various places within their land to certain deities. Nevertheless, one aspect beyond dispute is that the land belonged to the gods. Leviticus 25:23 is a succinct declaration of how this concept worked out in Israel. It tells us that the Israelites understood Yahweh to be the owner of all the land. Other passages tell us in the same vein that Yahweh declared the bounds of territory for various peoples, which was a right of ownership. This basic fact explains more than one passage that some find puzzling. The ownership of the land by Yahweh did not therefore mean that the inhabitants of the land were not granted certain rights that modern people associate with property ownership. Leviticus 25:23 indicates that while Yahweh owned the land, he also gave the people of Israel the right to transact business with it. In that sense, though, it might be more correct to say that they bought and sold the rights to use the land, rather than the land itself. In that sense, you might say in modern terms that Yahweh was like the landlord, and the Israelites were like the tenants. But a more appropriate parallel would be this one, or for Old Testament times, this one. And that in turn, even by itself, lends strong support to the contention that any occupation of the land by Israel, contrary to Till, was ultimately conditional. With all of this, you may be wondering, how did Pharaoh Till try to dispose of the problem posed for him by Leviticus 25:23? We'll check that out next time. I suggest you be sitting down when you watch it. See you then.